Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're jumping into something pretty universal, apologies. Specifically, how to make them effectively in English.
That's right. We've been looking at some great material from an English learning podcast, and they really get into the nitty-gritty of saying sorry.
Yeah, they do. And our mission today really is to equip you with more than just, a basic sorry. We want to help you express remorse in a way that genuinely works.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond just the words and understanding the art behind it.
Okay, so we all know how to say sorry. Why does this need a deep dive? What's the big deal about getting it right?
Well, it's actually fundamental to good communication. A good apology, a sincere one, does more than just smooth things over.
How so?
It shows you're aware, that you have empathy, respects the other person. Honestly, it can stop small things from blowing up, rebuild trust. It's about relationship maintenance, really.
Right. It shows you actually care about the connection, not just like getting out of trouble.
Precisely. You're not just ticking a box. You're acknowledging impact.
And the source material we looked at had some pretty relatable examples of this.
Yeah, they did. Think about forgetting a friend's birthday. Happens.
Oh,
right?
Definitely. Guilty.
Sorry. Might feel a bit thin, but the podcast suggested something like, I'm so sorry I forgot your special day. It was totally my mistake. Maybe add a small gift later. It just lands differently.
It does. It feels more thought through. It acknowledges their feelings, not just the fact you messed up.
And they had another one, spilling coffee on your boss's papers. Bit more high stakes, maybe.
Yeah, slightly more awkward.
And the response there was more like, I deeply apologize for the mess. Let me clean that up right now. See the difference?
Totally. Deeply apologize feels weightier, more formal, and the immediate action, let me clean it up.
Exactly. And it's interesting. Why does deeply apologize work better there? It signals, respect for the situation, the hierarchy, perhaps, much better than a casual, oops, sorry.
It really makes you think about matching the language to the context, choosing the right tool, like you said.
Right. Which leads us nicely into the actual phrases. Our source laid out a kind of spectrum.
Starting with the basics.
Yeah. The everyday, I'm sorry, your go-to. Can't really go wrong with it in most casual situations.
Reliable. Okay. What's next up? The formality ladder.
I apologize. We just use it. It carries a bit more formal weight. Good for professional settings or maybe more serious personal issues.
Okay. Makes sense. And then they mentioned one that felt quite vulnerable. Please forgive me.
Yes. That one has real emotional depth. You'd probably use that when the hurt is significant,
Right. When you're really asking for their grace, almost.
Exactly. It's humble. It puts the focus squarely on the person you've wronged and acknowledges the potential damage. It's not one you'd use lightly.
Definitely not for spilling coffee, probably.
Probably not, unless it was like irreplaceable ancient documents.
Fair point. Okay, another powerful one they flagged was, I take full responsibility. I like that one.
Me too. It cuts through any potential defensiveness, doesn't it? No excuses, just, this was on me.
Yeah, it shows maturity. It shuts down that temptation we sometimes have to explain it away until it sounds like it wasn't really our fault.
That's a great point. The explanation can sometimes undermine the apology if you're not careful. Taking ownership is key for trust.
And the last phrase on their list was forward-looking. It won't happen again.
A tricky one, that. Powerful if you mean it and can back it up.
But potentially damaging if it's an empty promise.
Absolutely. You've got to be reasonably sure you can prevent it from happening again. Otherwise, it just erodes trust further down the line. It makes you ask, how do we show it won't happen again beyond just saying it?
Good question. Now, the podcast didn't just focus on the words, did it? They talked about the delivery.
Oh, definitely. The nonverbal stuff
Yeah.
is huge. Your body language, your tone of voice, they can totally change how the words are received.
Right. Like you can say, I'm so sorry, but if you're looking away, arms crossed, sounding annoyed.
It's not going to land well at all. It screams insincerity. Genuine apologies often come with, softer tones, maybe meeting their eyes, maybe looking down briefly. Open posture. Not fidgeting defensively.
It's like your body has to match the message. Makes sense.
These little cues signal genuine remorse, not just going through the motions.
They even had a little role play scenario to show this. The waiter one.
Yeah, the classic wrong order situation. Customer says, "Excuse me, I think I ordered the salad, not the pasta."
And the waiter responds.
Something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about that. My mistake. I'll fix it right away." Then maybe as they leave, again, "My apologies for the mix-up. Your salad will be right out."
Notice the slight shift there. So sorry first. Then the slightly more formal, "My apologies," and the immediate action.
Yes. It combines the verbal acknowledgement with fixing the problem. That's often key.
And the hosts of that podcast we grew from, they really stress that, like, learning any part of English, getting comfortable with apologies takes practice.
Absolutely essential. You can know all these phrases in your head, but using them smoothly, sincerely, when you're actually flustered or embarrassed, that takes practice.
You need to make it feel natural, not like you're reading from a script.
Exactly. It needs to become second nature. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
So what kind of practice did they suggest? Any practical tips?
Yeah, a couple of neat ideas. One was simply to write down, say, 5 different ways to apologize for the same imaginary mistake. Helps you feel the different nuances.
Oh, I like that. Forces you to think about the variations.
Right. And the other one, which might feel a bit weird at first, is practicing in front of a mirror.
Okay, talk me through that. Why the mirror?
Well, it lets you see your own nonverbals. Are you frowning? Do you look defensive? You can actually see if your expression matches the sincerity you want to convey. Adjust it.
Huh, like a rehearsal. That's actually pretty smart, even if it feels a bit awkward.
It can make a real difference in real situations later.
And I thought their final point was really important, especially for language learners listening, about reframing mistakes.
Yes, that mindset piece. Look, if you're learning English, you will make mistakes. Social ones, language ones, all sorts. It's unavoidable.
Totally. Comes with the territory.
So instead of beating yourself up, see them as, learning opportunities. And learning to apologize well is part of that learning curve. Don't let fear stop you from saying sorry when you need to.
That's such a great takeaway. Don't let the fear of apologizing badly stop you from apologizing at all.
Precisely. A slightly clumsy but sincere apology is usually better than none.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive on apologizing in English, what are the main things you want people to remember?
Okay, 3 things maybe. First, there's a whole toolkit of phrases beyond sorry. Choose wisely based on context and relationship.
Right. Second,
sincerity is key, and that comes across through your words and your nonverbals. They have to match up.
got it. Words and actions or body language.
Yeah. And third, practice. It really does make perfect, or at least more natural and comfortable.
Makes sense. So here's a little challenge for you listening. Think about a situation, maybe recently or one you anticipate, where an apology might be needed.
Ooh, homework.
Just mental homework. Rehearse it in your head. Try out maybe 2 or 3 different phrases we talked about. See how they feel. Maybe even brave the mirror.
That's a great practical step. Try it out.
And a final thought to leave you with.
I'd say this. Try to see apologizing not as admitting defeat, but as an act of strength. It's about building bridges, showing respect, and ultimately communicating better.
Well said. It's a chance to connect and show emotional intelligence. Thanks for diving deep into this with me today.
My pleasure. It's an important topic.